Have you ever wondered about the potential risks of constantly using Bluetooth technology in your daily life? It's a question that's becoming increasingly relevant as we find ourselves more and more entwined in a wireless world. Bluetooth technology, once a novel invention, has now become a seemingly indispensable tool in our day-to-day lives. From our earbuds to our cars, it's hard to imagine a world without it. And let's not forget about the disappearance of the audio jack in some products like Apple computers and phones. This shift in technology has made Bluetooth not just a convenience, but a necessity. It's a world where the cords have been cut, literally. But as with all things, there's a flip side. In the rush to embrace the wireless revolution, are we overlooking something important? But with all benefits, could there be hidden dangers lurking in this wireless world? Recent studies have unveiled some alarming findings about the potential risks of Bluetooth technology. In our fast-paced, digitally driven world, Bluetooth technology has become an integral part of our everyday lives, connecting our devices and making communication seamless. But is there a hidden cost to this convenience? A growing body of research is revealing that Bluetooth technology, like many other wireless technologies, emits radio frequency radiation. This type of radiation, while low-level, is nonetheless a form of non-ionizing radiation. Now you might be thinking, non-ionizing radiation? That sounds harmless. But here's where it gets interesting. Several studies have shown that prolonged exposure to non-ionizing radiation, such as that from Bluetooth devices, could potentially have negative effects on our health. For example, a study conducted by the National Toxicology Program found a link between high exposure to radio frequency radiation and the occurrence of heart tumors in male rats. While the findings can't be directly applied to humans, it does raise questions about the potential risks of long-term exposure. Another study published in the Journal of Microscopy and Ultrastructure suggested that children and pregnant women might be more vulnerable to the potential risks of exposure to wireless devices. This is because their bodies are still developing and have a higher rate of cellular division and DNA replication, making them more susceptible to damage from radiation exposure. A review of multiple studies by the Bioinitiative Working Group concluded that radio frequency radiation may have potential effects on the nervous system, immune system, and could possibly be linked to cancer. But what does this mean for our daily Bluetooth use? Are we unknowingly putting ourselves at risk every time we sync our phones to our wireless headphones or connect our computers to a Bluetooth speaker? So, if these risks are real, should we be concerned about companies making Bluetooth use almost mandatory? It's a question we must start asking ourselves as we navigate this increasingly wireless world. It's time to shine a light on the hidden dangers of Bluetooth technology. In the quest for innovation, are companies like Apple inadvertently putting us at risk? It's a question that has been surfacing more frequently with each passing year, and for a good reason. The trend of removing the audio jack from devices like phones and computers is gaining momentum. It's a move that's being justified as an effort to streamline design and improve functionality. But in doing so, these companies are forcing users to rely more heavily on wireless technologies, like Bluetooth. Now, on the surface, this might seem like a minor inconvenience at most. After all, who doesn't enjoy the freedom of untethered audio? But when we peel back the layers and consider the potential health risks associated with prolonged Bluetooth usage, a concerning picture starts to emerge. Remember those studies we talked about earlier, the ones discussing the negative effects of Bluetooth technology on our health? They're not just theoretical musings, they're grounded in science and backed by a growing body of evidence. We're talking about things like cellular damage, disruption of sleep patterns, and even potential links to certain types of cancers. And while more research is undoubtedly needed, the findings so far should give us all pause. Yet, as we're grappling with these unsettling revelations, we're also being ushered, rather forcefully some might say, into an era where Bluetooth isn't just an option, it's the default. Now, let's be clear, innovation isn't a bad thing, but it shouldn't come at the expense of consumer health. We need to strike a balance, a middle ground where technology and well-being can coexist harmoniously. And that's the crux of the issue. With companies like Apple removing alternatives and making Bluetooth mandatory, we're being deprived of that choice. We're being pushed into a corner where convenience is king and health concerns are an afterthought. It seems like a dangerous game to play, prioritizing convenience over consumer health. Apple, a company known for pushing the boundaries of technology, has been at the forefront of this shift towards Bluetooth. A hallmark of innovation, the tech giant has never shied away from bold moves. Remember the outcry when they removed the floppy disk drive or when they decided to ditch the CD drive? Well, here we are again. This time, it's the audio jack that's been given the boot. Apple's decision to eliminate the audio jack from their products, starting with the iPhone 7 in 2016, was met with a mix of shock and frustration. The company touted this move as a step towards a wireless future, a necessary sacrifice to make room for new and improved technology. But was it worth it? The removal of the audio jack means that users are now pushed towards relying on Bluetooth devices for their audio needs. No more tangled earphone wires, sure, but what does this mean for our health? The controversy here lies not in the inconvenience, but in the possible health implications. Several studies have suggested that prolonged exposure to Bluetooth radiation could potentially have negative effects on our health. These studies are not definitive, yet they raise important questions. Are we trading convenience for our well-being? And more importantly, are we being given a choice? The decision to make Bluetooth mandatory has sparked a heated debate among consumers and health experts alike, with many voicing concerns about the lack of alternatives. This is not about resisting change, but about the right to choose. It's about the freedom to decide what technologies we expose ourselves to, and when. As we move towards an increasingly wireless world, the question remains, how much do we really know about the technologies we're embracing, and are we doing enough to ensure they're safe? Apple's audio jack controversy is just the tip of the iceberg. It's a clear example of how technology companies are shaping our lives, sometimes without giving us much say in the matter. This move has certainly stirred the pot, but what does it mean for the future of our health? Only time will tell. As we find ourselves more reliant on Bluetooth technology, it's important to weigh the potential risks against the convenience it offers. Let's recap what we've unraveled so far in our journey through the invisible waves of this wireless age. We've seen how Bluetooth technology has become a ubiquitous part of our daily lives. Our headphones, speakers, keyboards, and even our toothbrushes use this technology to connect to our devices. It's a marvel of modern engineering, bringing us a level of comfort and efficiency that was once unimaginable. Yet we've also discovered that there may be a hidden price to pay for this convenience. Studies have suggested potential health risks associated with prolonged exposure to the radio frequency radiation emitted by Bluetooth devices. While these studies are not definitive and more research is needed, they do raise valid concerns. We've seen the trend of tech giants like Apple removing alternatives. The traditional audio jack, a staple in audio technology for over a century, has been phased out from Apple's products. This move, while seen by some as a step towards a sleeker, more streamlined future, has also made Bluetooth not just an option, but a necessity for many. The controversy surrounding this decision is undeniable. By making Bluetooth mandatory, are we inadvertently exposing ourselves to a greater health risk? And if so, are we doing enough to mitigate these risks? As we've delved into this issue, we've realized that the answer isn't black and white. Yes, Bluetooth technology brings us convenience and efficiency. Yes, there are potential health risks associated with its use. And yes, the trend of removing alternatives may be forcing us to rely on this technology more than we would like. But the key word here is potential. The potential risks are not yet fully understood. The studies conducted so far have shown mixed results, and more research is needed to confirm or refute these findings. It's a complex issue, one that requires careful consideration and ongoing investigation. So, what can we do as we continue to navigate this wireless world? Firstly, we can stay informed. Knowledge is power, and the more we understand about the technology we use, the better equipped we are to make smart decisions. Secondly, we can take measures to limit our exposure. This may involve using wired devices when possible or limiting the time we spend using Bluetooth devices. Ultimately, the decision is a personal one. It's about balancing the convenience of wireless technology with the potential risks it may pose. It's about making conscious choices and being aware of the trade-offs involved. As we continue to navigate this wireless world, it's crucial to stay informed and make conscious choices about our health. After all, is convenience worth the risk?